Peter Corbett, and my responsibility within the business is looking after the chemical portfolio and also looking after the digital aspects of data capture.
Data is something that greenkeepers are being asked more and more to provide, whether that be for reports or whether it just be for information on speed of greens, etc. One of the big issues is the time that it takes to collect good, reliable data. And also, once you've collected it, it's then a matter of knowing where you put it so it's in a format that you can actually get at it. Obviously, modern technology can help with this, and certainly today what we're going to be talking about is a system that should make it much easier for greenkeepers to capture data and then to actually utilize that information, because data, if it's not used, is of actually no value whatsoever. So we can look at apps, spreadsheets, reporting packages, etc. The key thing with data, though, is if you put rubbish data in, you put it into a computer system and actually it will multiply up and you'll get even more rubbish coming out of the other end. So what we need is a system that makes it easy to capture and analyze data in a way that you don't need a full degree in IT technology, because obviously most of us in the industry haven't got that sort of level of expertise. So it needs to be simple, easy to use.
The system that we're going to look at today is the Pogo system, which consists of the Pogo Pro meter, and this piece of equipment measures the data that we want to pick up. It also allows it to be recorded, and then means in the future you can react to whatever it is we're picking up from the meter. It consists of an integrated Bluetooth, which connects to your smartphone, and also an integrated GPS, which means the meter always knows where it is and can therefore be picking up data that is specific to a point. It picks up surface temperature, moisture within the root zone, salinity, and the soil temperature probe can be set at different depths. The second section of this is the smartphone, which has an app which controls the meter and allows you to collect data. It also allows you to view exactly what you're doing, including maps and Google Maps to see where you are. The third section is the cloud, where basically the data is stored and it can be analysed and reports can be generated at any time.
What we're going to look at now is the cloud-based system. Here we can actually click and provide all the data points. The key area we want to be looking at and focusing on here is actually looking at irrigation, and it would be very handy if we can actually monitor all of our assets. So we can add sprinklers onto the system using the GPS. We can add sprinkler patterns in terms of distance to throw, and also the system can do an awful lot more, because you can actually get a full asset of all your pathways, bunkers. This would also be able to, you can measure areas, conservation zones. You can actually look at areas, you can take pictures of them and monitor these areas. So the system
it all the time, but also with the Pogo system, it's very, very quick and very easy to come out and sample. And you will never be writing numbers down, because you can actually use the system to collect any numbers that you generate, either electroconductivity, temperature, or moisture levels. But also with the Pogo system, you can actually use it to capture numbers from any pieces of equipment. So if you have a Clegg hammer, you can actually put the Pogo in the ground so you know where you are. You take the Clegg reading and you enter it into the Pogo. And that way you can then actually create a firmness map for the site, rather than having to put things on a bit of paper, put it in a spreadsheet, forget where the spreadsheet is. You've got everything captured and it will be there forever and a day. The other interesting aspect is that if you want to, and we're using it for disease monitoring, is you put the Pogo in the ground, it gets your GPS reading, you can then take a photograph, and that photograph will now be attached to that data point forever. So you can go back in however many years you want, and you can say, right, I want to look at that point, pull it up, and you've got it. And also from our point of view, when we're reporting on data, it means we can very easily collect data put it onto an Excel spreadsheet, and then start doing the full stats package on it, which is something that we specialise in doing at the site here. Right.
So now a quick summary of the Pogo system. Effectively, we can capture a number of key variables using the Pogo. So that is soil moisture, EC, which gives you a level of the nutritional status of the soil, surface temperature, soil temperature at whatever depth we want, and we can also create a salinity index. Basically, with the app and the cloud, that's where the information is available both on both systems. So even if you're out on the site, you can actually look at your app and look at information from either very recent, or you can go back in history and look at the information that you want to look at. So you can capture data, you can analyze trends, you can produce maps and reports. It saves you valuable time because the system is so easy to use. It's very quick to go out and take samples, and every single bit of data that you've ever captured, it will actually put onto the system, and you'll never have to be writing things down and then converting it onto spreadsheets. So it saves a huge amount of management time in terms of managing data. Hopefully it will also mean that you can actually make better decisions based on data rather than actually that. We can look at sustainable water use, and the results from obviously getting things right is a healthier turf and better play characteristics going forwards. Also, it does mean you can have a full use of using the GPS system of your assets and be able to actually plot them. Also, if you're getting any work done, you should then be able to actually locate where drains, pipe work and electronics are.